All right, today we are diving deep into what has to be the most confusing aisle in the entire supermarket, the cooking oils. I promise, by the time we're done here, you're going to have a simple toolkit that'll let you cut through all that noise and pick the perfect, healthy oil every single time. Let's get right into it. You know the feeling, right? You're just standing there staring at this wall of bottles and your eyes glaze over from all the jargon. It's just confusing. But what if I told you there's a really simple framework that makes sense of it all? Well, that's exactly what we're going to build together today. You know, the key to understanding any cooking oil, literally any of them, boils down to just three things: how it handles heat, what it does for your health, and the flavor it brings to your food. If you can master these three concepts, you've basically mastered the oil aisle. It's that simple. Okay, first up is the smoke point. This is absolutely fundamental. Think of it as the temperature where an oil stops being your friend and starts breaking down, creating all these nasty compounds you definitely don't want anywhere near your food. So if you see your pan smoking, yeah, you've gone way too far. But hold on, here's a crucial detail that goes way beyond just smoke. It's a term called oxidative stability. Basically, it's how well an oil can hold itself together chemically under heat before it even starts smoking. And it turns out oils that are packed with monounsaturated fats, like good old olive oil, are incredibly stable. This is a huge and honestly an often overlooked factor for your health. So this brings us to a really big trade-off you have to think about. On one side, you've got your refined oils. These are processed to handle really high heat and they have a neutral taste, which makes them total kitchen workhorses. But on the other side, you've got unrefined, cold-pressed oils. They keep all their amazing natural flavor and nutrients, but they're way more delicate. Okay, so what do all those fancy labels actually mean? Just think of extra virgin as the gold standard. It comes from the very first pressing, it's done cold with zero heat, giving you the absolute highest quality. Virgin is pretty similar, usually from the second pressing. But the key phrase you really want to look for is cold pressed. That's your signal that the oil was extracted gently, preserving all of its natural goodness. At the end of the day, all of this really comes down to our health. And the goal is pretty simple. You want to maximize the healthy fats. Those are the monounsaturated and polyunsaturated ones that are awesome for your heart. And at the same time, you want to minimize the unhealthy ones, the saturated and trans fats that really aren't. It's a straightforward rule, but man, it has a huge impact. And finally, we got to talk about flavor. An oil isn't just some slippery stuff to keep food from sticking. It can be a star ingredient. A neutral canola oil is perfect for baking because you don't want to taste it, right? But a peppery, extra virgin olive oil, that's the entire point of a great salad dressing. All right, our toolkit is officially assembled. Now let's put it into practice. We're going to walk through a guide for your kitchen that covers pretty much every type of cooking you can think of. Okay, this is the fun part. Let's take everything we've learned and actually apply it to your everyday cooking. So for those high heat jobs like getting a perfect sear on a steak, you need a high smoke point, no question. Refined avocado oil is the undisputed champion here. It can handle temperatures over 500 degrees Fahrenheit. But here's a little surprise. Refined, or light, olive oil is also a fantastic and really versatile choice for high heat cooking. Now, for your day-to-day stuff like sautéing some veggies or baking, you've got a lot more options. A good extra virgin olive oil is just perfect for moderate heat sautéing. And for baking, you'll probably want something neutral like canola or vegetable oil so it doesn't mess with the flavor of that beautiful cake you're making. And then there are those dishes where you really want the oil's flavor to be the star of the show. For these, you're going to want an unrefined oil used with no heat at all. This is where extra virgin olive oil is an absolute king for dressings. But don't forget about things like toasted sesame oil for Asian dishes or flaxseed oil for a serious boost of omega-3s. So if you could only pick one oil, the healthiest all-arounder, what should it be? Well, according to the experts over at the Cleveland Clinic, extra virgin olive oil is, and I quote, best in show because of its incredible balance of health benefits and just how versatile it is. Now, it's pretty clear that not all oils are created equal. So let's take a look at a few oils that our sources suggest you should probably use a little more thoughtfully or maybe just in moderation. So our sources point to this whole group of highly processed seed oils. Things like corn, soybean, and sunflower oil that are worth taking a closer look at. The concern here is kind of twofold.
First, the intense refining process can strip out the nutrients. And second, they are super high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, we do need some omega-6, but when you get too much, it can actually promote inflammation in the body.
And what's the deal with coconut oil? It's everywhere, it's super popular, but this number is a real showstopper. It's 92% saturated fat. To put that in perspective, that's even higher than butter. Now, this doesn't make it bad, but it does mean that experts recommend using it in moderation, just like you would with butter or other saturated fats. Okay, so you've done it. You've picked the perfect oil, but how do you make sure it actually stays fresh and healthy? Let's quickly cover some simple but really crucial rules for buying and storing your oil. Really, it all comes down to protecting your oil from its three biggest enemies: light, heat, and air. Every single tip that we're about to go through is designed to fight those three things. So here they are, the 4 golden rules. 1. Always buy your oil in dark containers, like dark glass or a tin. 2. Check for the freshest date you can find. 3. Store it in a cool, dark place, and that means not next to your hot stove. And 4. Once you open it, use it up. Don't let a good oil sit around for months, because it will go bad over time.
And there you have it. The next time you're standing in that oil aisle, you're not going to be confused. Just remember the toolkit. Check the smoke point for how you're cooking, go unrefined for flavor and nutrients, and always protect that oil from light and heat. You are officially equipped to make the perfect choice. So what's the first smart swap you're going to make in your kitchen?